U20 Dressing Up by Jane Clarke. When I dress up, I always feel just like a queen in Mum's high heels. I want to look my queenly best, so I'll put on Mum's new long dress. Crown jewels next. Now, let me see. Where does Mum keep her jewellery? On royal lips the Queen then slicks a nice thick layer of Mum's lipstick. Uh-oh, here's Mum. I fear the worst. The Queen forgot to ask Mum first. U21 There Was a Naughty Boy by John Keats. There was a naughty boy, and a naughty boy was he. He ran away to Scotland, the people for to see. Then he found that the ground was as hard, that a yard was as long, that a song was as merry, that a cherry was as red, that lead was as weighty, that fourscore was as 80, that a door was as wooden as in England. So he stood in his shoes, and he wondered. He wondered. He stood in his shoes, and he wondered. U22 Just a Skin Thing by Coral Rumble. This is the skin that I've grown up in. I've filled every part and look pretty smart. It starts at my head, reaches down to my feet. It stretches so I can sit down on a seat. It's got a few freckles that others can see, and fingerprint markings to prove that I'm me. Skin comes in all sizes and colours and shades, and proves without doubt we're all brilliantly made. U23 Nut Tree by Julia Donaldson. Small, brown, hard, round, the nut is lying underground. Now a shoot begins to show, now the shoot begins to grow. Tall, taller, tall as can be, the shoot is growing into a tree. And branches grow and stretch and spread, with twigs and leaves above your head. And on a windy autumn day, the nut tree bends, the branches sway. The leaves fly off and whirl around, and nuts go tumbling to the ground. Small, brown, hard, round. U24 Jemima by Gareth Owen. Running down the garden path, Jemima, 7 years old, lifts her eyes to watch the sun drown in clouds of gold. Sees her old friend smiling down through the chestnut tree. Her face among the branches smiles, white as ivory. Jemima tells her secrets, her breath is like a sigh, wishing on a star that falls dying through the sky. Jemima up the evening path, through twilight branch as noon, tells anyone who'll listen, I've been talking to the moon. U25 I Am a Princess by Roger Stevens. Hello, I am pleased to meet you. I am a princess, and I have a lot of rules which you must obey. Whenever you see me, you must bow or curtsy. You must never argue with me, because a princess is always right. You must never wear a dress that is prettier than mine. I choose the game we will play, and it is always my turn first. Remember, you are very lucky to be playing with me, and I have to win every game. But before you go, could you please explain why I have no friends? U26 I Do As Simon Says by Celia Warren. I'm nobody's dog but Simon's. I do as Simon says. If Simon says, Delilah, dance, I'd be up on my two hind legs. But Simon says, Delilah, sit. He says, Delilah, stay. Yet if he said, Delilah, sing, I'd somehow find a way. I'm nobody's dog but Simon's. I do as Simon says. He sometimes says, Delilah, fetch, and I save Simon's legs. But Simon is no tyrant. He takes me out for walks. I always keep one step ahead and listen as he talks. My watchword is obedience, and Simon's love my prize. We go together everywhere, for I am Simon's eyes. U27 Little Raindrops by Jane Euphemia Browne. Oh, where do you come from, you little drops of rain? Pitter-patter, down the window pane. They won't let me walk, and they won't let me play, and they won't let me go out of doors at all today. They put away my playthings, because I broke them all, and then they locked up all my bricks and took away my ball. Tell me, little raindrops, is that the way you play? Pitter-patter, all the rainy day? They say I'm very naughty, but I've nothing else to do but sit here at the window. I should like to play with you. The little raindrops cannot speak, but pitter, pitter, pat means we can play on this side. Why can't you play on that? U28 Aunty Joan by John Foster. When Aunty Joan became a phone, she sat there not saying a thing. The doctor said, shaking his head, "You'll just have to give her a ring." We had a try, but got no reply. The tone was always engaged. "She's just being silly," said Uncle Billy, slamming down the receiver, enraged. "Alas, I fear," said the engineer, who was called in to inspect her. "I've got no choice. She's lost her voice. I shall have to disconnect her." The phone gave a ring. "You'll do no such thing," said Auntie's voice on the line. "I like being a phone. Just leave me alone, or else I'll dial 999. U29 Big Red Boots by Tony Mitton. Big red boots, one of them squeaks and the other one toots. One of them hops and the other one stamps. Big red boots take long wet tramps. Boots, boots, big red boots. One of them squeaks and the other one toots. Big red boots on busy little feet start out shiny, clean and neat. Big red boots, oh yes, 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 end up muddy in a terrible mess. Boots, boots, big red boots. One of them squeaks and the other one toots. Big red boots, squelch through mud and trample roots. Big red boots say, "Look, oh gosh, what a great puddle there! Yay! Splosh!" U30 The Soldiers Came by John Agard. The soldiers came and dropped their bombs. The soldiers didn't take long to bring the forest down. With the forest gone, the birds are gone. With the birds gone, who will sing their song? But the soldiers forgot to take the forest out of the people's hearts. The soldiers forgot to take the birds out of the people's dreams. And in the people's dreams, the birds still sing their song. Now the children are planting seedlings to help the forest grow again. They eat a simple meal of soft rice wrapped in banana leaf, and the land welcomes their smiling like a shower of rain. U31. www.I-fail-at-r-i-p.com.uk by Brenda Williams. I'm not feeling well. I have an infection. I can't seem to download or make a connection. It was an attachment which caused me to fail. Now I can't surf the web or send an email. I'm starting to sink. I've no internet link, and instead of completing, I just keep deleting. Don't call me a dimwit. I've had a breakdown. Please close and exit. Please shut me down. I've lost all my functions, so please disconnect and call the technicians. I'm totally wrecked. The domain providers have threatened to fire us, for I'm a computer who caught a virus. U32. Shopping Trolley by Brian Moses. Scoot down the aisles in my shopping trolley. I could go for miles in my shopping trolley. Never say excuse me, never say please. Ram it in the back of someone's knees. You really won't believe your eyes. My shopping trolley's been customized. It's got bull bars, radio controls, engine in the back, and it purrs like a rose. It's got a Volvo chassis, a velvet seat, and around the store it can't be beat. It does somersaults and big backflips, roly-polies and wheelie dips. It does over 70 miles per hour, flashing past in a burst of power. Scoot down the aisles in my shopping trolley. I could go for miles in my shopping trolley. Never say excuse me, never say please. Ram it in the back of someone's knees. U33. Marmalade by Peter Dixon. He's buried in the bushes, with dock leaves round his grave. A crime cat desperado, and his name was Marmalade. He's the cat that caught the pigeon, that stole the neighbour's meat, and tore the velvet curtains, and stained the satin seat. He's the cat that spoilt the laundry. He's the cat that spilt the stew, and chased the lady's poodle, and scratched her daughter too. But no more we'll hear his cat flap, or scratches at the door, or see him at the window, or hear his catnap snore. So ring his grave with pebbles, erect a noble sign, for here lies Mr. Marmalade, and Marmalade was mine. U34. Anger by Marie Thom. I'm wanting to punch the world into pieces, lie back on the grass and scream, wipe the smiles off everyone's faces, banish them into a dream. The red-hot feeling inside me is growing. The hatred I have makes me cry. I want to kick out, to hurt them real bad. Calm down, you reply. My stomach is twisting and turning around. My face is flushed bright with the strain, trying to keep it all locked within, when I want to lash out with the pain. The heat is now rising, spitting and crackling. I am needing to yell and to shout. I can't re-find peace until it's all gone. Oh, please let my anger come out. U51. I Don't Want to Go Into School by Colin McNaughton. I don't want to go into school today, Mum. I don't feel like schoolwork today. Oh, don't make me go into school today, Mum. Oh, please let me stay home and play. But you must go to school, my cherub, my lamb. If you don't, it will be a disaster. How would they manage without you, my sweet? After all, you are the headmaster. U52 My Hat by Tony Mitton. Here's my hat. It holds my head, the thoughts I've had, and the things I've read. It keeps out the wind, it keeps off the rain. It hugs my hair and warms my brain. There's me below it, the sky above it. It's my lid, and I love it. U53 Favouritism by Trevor Harvey. When we caught measles, it wasn't fair. My brother collected twice his share. He counted my spots, 120, which sounded to me as if I had plenty. Then I counted his, and what do you think? He'd 238, small, round, and pink. I felt I'd been cheated, so count mine again. I told him and scowled, so he dared not complain. 120, the same as before. In our house he's youngest, and he always gets more. U54 I Opened a Book by Julia Donaldson. I opened a book, and in I strode. Now nobody can find me. I've left my chair, my house, my road, my town and my world behind me. I'm wearing the cloak, I've slipped on the ring, I've swallowed the magic potion. I've fought with a dragon, dined with a king, and dived in a bottomless ocean. I opened a book and made some friends. I shared their tears and laughter, and followed their road with its bumps and bends to the happily ever after. I finished my book and out I came. The cloak can no longer hide me. My chair and my house are just the same, but I have a book inside me. U55 Blame by Allan Ahlberg. Graham, look at Maureen's leg. She says you tried to tattoo it. I did, miss, yes, with my biro, but Jonathan told me to do it. Graham, look at Peter's sock. It's got a burn hole through it. It was just an experiment, miss, with the lens. Jonathan told me to do it. Alice's bag is stuck to the floor. Look, Graham, did you glue it? Yes, but I never thought it would work, and Jonathan told me to do it. Jonathan, what's all this I hear about you and Graham Pruitt? Well, miss, it's really more his fault. He tells me to tell him to do it. U56 If I Were a Shape by Brian Moses. If I were a shape, I'd be a rectangle. I'd be a snooker table with Steve Davies potting the black. I'd be a football pitch where Spurs would always be winning. I'd be a chocolate bar that you could never finish if I were a rectangle. If I were a circle, I'd be a hoop rolling down a mountainside. I'd be a wheel on a fast Ferrari. I'd be a porthole in Captain Nemo's submarine. If I were a circle. If I were a cone, I'd be a black hat on a witch's head. I'd be a warning to motorists, one of thousands. I'd be a tooth in a T-Rex's jaw, if I were a cone. But if I were a star, I'd be Robbie Williams. U57 Python Poem by Clare, Bevan. I slither round my tank of glass. I crush the tufts of plastic grass. I watch the scaly minutes pass and grow, grow, grow. I see another dawn begin. I shed my tight and tattered skin. I smile my wide and hungry grin and grow, grow, grow. My world is small, but I am king. I glitter like a jeweled ring. I gulp a small and feathered thing and grow, grow, grow. Human slaves, beware, beware. Approach my castle if you dare, and watch your little ones with care. I grow, grow, grow. U58 My Mum's Put Me on the Transfer List by David Harmer. On offer. One nippy striker, 10 years old, has scored 7 goals this season, has nifty footwork and a big smile, knows how to dive in the penalty box, can get filthy and muddy within 2 minutes, guaranteed to wreck his kit each week. This is a free transfer, but he comes with running expenses, weeks of washing shirts and shorts, socks and vests, a pair of trainers, needs to scoff huge amounts of chips and burgers, beans and apples, pop and cola, crisps and oranges, endless packets of chewing gum. This offer open until the end of the season. I'll have him back then, at least until the cricket starts. Any takers? U59 Boys Game by Eric Finney. This is our side of the playground. What are you doing here? You want to play football? That's a laugh. It's a boys' game. Got it clear? Actually, Kev, she's pretty good, especially in goal. I saw her down the wreck last night. She was really in control. Saved a penalty early on. And from the corners, can't she catch? Dived several times at their striker's feet. Really kept us in the match. Well, in that case, of course it's actually in goal where we're really weak. I mean, anyone's got to be better than Bags. He couldn't play hide and seek. Even a girl would be better than him. Look, we've got to decide. Let's take her on. Hey, where's she gone? Oh, she's gone back to their side. U60 Wizard by Richard Edwards. Under my bed I keep a box with 7 locks, and all the things I have to hide are safe inside. My rings, my wand, my hat, my spells, my book of spells. I could fit a mountain into a shoe if I wanted to, or put the sea in a paper cup and drink it up. I could change a cushion into a bird with a magic word, or turn December into spring, or make stones sing. I could clap my hands and watch the moon like a white balloon come floating to my window sill. One day I will.